Robot. Are we like live? I don't see
we're
it.
live.
Oh my god, I see it. No, I
Hey.
don't.
All right.
Where'd it go? I don't see it.
You don't see it.
Ah. Crap. Are we not live?
I mean.
No, we're live. We're live.
Hey,
Are
okay.
we? Are we live?
Yeah.
We are live. I see it.
All right.
We're professionals.
We are.
Hello and welcome to your weekly dose of mayhem, the only show where, for better or worse, we're back.
We are so back.
We are so back.
After taking exactly one-ish months off for midterms and Christmas break and various other things, we are now back. But just because we took time off from the podcast does not mean that we have not been busy with robots. So I guess we can just kick us off with with not talking about Kickoff. That's the second thing.
Firstly, like I wrote this.
Yeah.
I wrote that down as that. Anyway.
Firstly, we're going to talk about the Finger Lakes qualifier for FTC. So, I'm going to turn my volume down. So, between episode 12 and episode 13, we still existed. We have a life outside.
We don't go into hibernation in between podcasts, as much as you may believe that.
Yeah.
Anyway, we went to the Finger Lakes FTC qualifier in Penfield. I'll preface with this. Thank you, 1511, for hosting. It was quite the event.
Very cool.
See you in during the competition season.
Yes, and thank you for also training some of our mentors for our own FTC, which is happening still
on the 27th.
The 27th. Wow. That's not far. Anyways.
27th.
But yeah.
Hamid, what will you be doing on the 27th at our FTC event? What are you doing? What's your job?
I think I'm doing something with the scores and something with the video. So, very reminiscent of what I'm doing right now. So.
I'm doing the same thing, but with Mario Kart.
Yay.
and then I'm doing Hamid's jump with him, because Mario Kart. Anyway, not to spoil that too much. So, Penfield went very well for one team, and kind of well for the other team.
I think that's a good way to put it. I'm honestly not sure what you mean by kind of well, because I don't know which team did kind of well.
I'm not going to tell you. I'm just going to tell you the results. So, white team, with their incredible robot this year, were on top of the tournament. They were on top for a while. They were picked by the second alliance. Who picked you?
I think it was first alliance first pick, or no, second alliance first pick. Yes, that's what we got.
Anyway, they got picked and they won, and so they won the tournament.
Very cool.
And then green team, out of the blue, won second place in Spire, which was enough to qualify.
So that's fun for you guys.
That was fun. Unfortunately, white team did not qualify.
Yeah. Just because they only had a few people that could go and qualify, and
I'll be right back.
Okay, he's gone. And one of those people was. Yeah, they can only do three. They can only qualify 3 teams, and then they can't do the full winning alliance because that's 3 robots, and they still need Inspire and stuff. So unfortunately, we did not qualify yet.
Yeah. We have a competition coming up on the 25th, so we're hoping for the best.
Yes. What happened to your robot?
So
that competition.
Green team's robot did not do very well. And also it destroyed itself. And by it destroyed itself, I mean I destroyed it. Because I was driving. So, we did a thing. Over Christmas break, we said, man, oh man, that was a really cool robot we built. That was real cool. Man. And then we destroyed it. Whatever are we going to do? Are we going to fix it? No, we're just going to rebuild it.
Yeah.
And by rebuild it, I mean we're going to build a new one. So we built this in like 2 weeks.
Wow. And it looks a lot more similar to the white robot, so now we've got 2 circular robots, which is fun. But yours is Kiwi.
Oh yeah, for those thinking it looks like the white robot, it does, except this one has 3 wheels.
Yeah. What you do with all that free Motorport real estate?
Nothing.
Wow, incredible.
Anyway.
oh.
Anyway, I'm gonna put this back now.
Yeah,
And by put this back, I mean on the floor.
on the floor, yeah.
So that was cool. That was Penfield.
Yes.
Is there anything else?
No, that's,
Okay.
that was basically Penfield. We had a good time, and it was very cool.
Penfield was quite the event. Very enjoyable.
Yes. After Penfield, another thing happened. Believe it or not, as
There's
things
more?
as things tend to do, they happen. So the second thing that happened during our little hiatus was FRC Kickoff on January the 6th, which was last Saturday. Feels a lot longer than that, but it was last Saturday. So we got the new game.
Okay. So as an FTC, we didn't do 30 hours for FLC because that would suck. And we also didn't do Robot in 3 days because that also would have sucked because we wouldn't have finished in time anyway. But we did spend that whole weekend basically down here prototyping and strategizing. So it feels like, despite the game not even being out for a week, it feels like we've had this game for a month.
Yeah. We haven't been doing it's very similar to how we felt about Center Stage after the 30 hours. Like it's like this is just the game. But we didn't actually, do a challenge, but we just still worked a lot.
Yeah, we strategized, we prototyped. We think we've picked a design, but who knows how that will go. Anyway, so yeah, Crescendo. For the majority of people watching this, I'm sure you've seen the Crescendo reveal video.
Yeah.
But for my grandparents who are watching this, Crescendo, there's these little, Crescendo's the name of the game, there's these little rings, and you have to shoot them into a goal.
And by little, he means 14 inches.
Which is
little
actually
stuff,
quite large.
Little stuff is big in FRC.
14 inches.
Yes.
Anyway, Crescendo opinions, Hamid. What do you think of Crescendo?
Crescendo opinions. I think it's a very cool game because there's a lot of scoring options. There's the shooting part, which you're probably very excited for.
Mm-hmm.
There's also the amp scoring, which isn't that much of shooting. It's just sort of the usual pick and place that we had last year. And then there's also a hanging challenge, but the hanging challenge is way cooler this year because it's on a chain, which means it's a lot more difficult, which is better. And then
it seems better when we think we can do it, which we don't.
Yeah, what do you think about the human player thing, where they have to take the high note and put it on the microphone?
So, I've never been a big fan of human players having such a big role to play in winning the game, because I feel like it's a lot of pressure, unnecessary pressure on one person. But I mean, I'm not the human player, so it doesn't affect me particularly much.
Pressure's on someone else, so.
Sorry, Finn. Did we decide Finn?
I don't know.
Finn or Elizabeth? Sorry.
One of them.
My opinions on Crescendo. I think it's a very interesting game. I was hoping for a shooting game. I did not expect a disc shooting game. There's a lot of sneaky little rules, like the bumper rules, where you have to have the bumper around. And Brady, co-captain, successfully, I think, pretty accurately deduced that this year they made a very simple game, and then added a lot of restrictions, like the 4-foot height limit throughout the match, the 1-foot extension, the bumpers around the Hobart. They added limits like that to make it a lot harder, which I think is interesting, and it's not something me personally has ever really experienced with Fist, and I think it's a very interesting way to design a game. So I think that's very cool.
And another interesting choice is obviously that they took team suggestions,
yes,
and they made a hybrid of two, which is interesting because we were actually sort of prophesizing that it would be one of the game suggestions, rhythm remix.
So on that note, when they announced in the review video that they were combining two games, we all thought, oh, it's gonna be just like Rhythm Remix, and then the two games they combined were not Rhythm Remix. It was Storm Surge by Was Storm Surge the one that Citrus Circuits made?
I
I know
think-
Citrus Circuits made one of them, and I don't know I'm blanking on the other team. It was Storm Surge and Operation Radiation, made by, I think Citrus Circuits did the Storm Surge one, but I'll have to check that.
Yeah.
Should have wrote that down. Anyway, so yeah, that was Kickoff. We did normal Kickoff kind of things. We watched the game. We got in the groups. We wrote down all the rules. We did a live simulation, and then we spent the next 48 hours, not all at once, but basically the next 48 hours, prototyping and strategizing, and we listed out our priority. I can't really tell you any of this because it's still kind of classified, but anyway.
Yeah, but we went through a couple different designs of like what we wanted to do. We were thinking about a lot of intakes, scoring strategies and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, despite the game being so simple, we think there is actually quite a couple ways that you could play this, and we think we've picked the one that is the best for a number of reasons. What else was I gonna say? I don't know. Anyway, just a last thing for Kickoff. Thank you to 5590, the Illuminati from St. Joe's, for coming to Kickoff with us. It was great to have you guys there. So thank you guys for that.
Thank you guys. Very cool.
The next thing on the list is just mechanical groups / mechanical update. Mechanical groups / mechanical update. So as we talked about in the Coben episode, we had split our team into a lot of different roles. Pretty much everyone's got their own role to perform. And then the mechanical sub team. This was something that me and Ella had been working on over the past week or so. We split our sub team up into further groups of about 3 or 4 people each, and each week those groups would be given a task, and they basically had to work on that task together until it was completed, and then we would reassign our groups. And we just think it's a good way to get everyone productive. We haven't worked out all the kinks yet. We haven't done a full test of the group system yet, but we are coming in tomorrow for an FLC build day, so we're gonna test out some the mechanical groups we made so far. Yeah, that's all I've got on that note. Programming update.
That's me. So for programming, because obviously we do not have a robot yet, that does not mean that we are not doing some good work and some good training. So in programming over the past week, we've sort of, onboarded the new members. We've made sure everyone's set up with all the source control stuff, and we've updated all of our software to the 2024 versions. And we are sort of working on our robot. We commissioned you guys to make a little arm thing that is just like a robot with a single motor, and then just like a piece of metal connected to it.
Which we put the new Neo Vortex on.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, it's on. It's on now, so you
Okay.
guys can play with that.
Okay, that'll be good.
I'm
Yeah.
not sure what Kitty has in store for that, but
Yeah. But yeah, we did some robot programming just to get everyone to sort of have a feel for how to, actually do that. And then we did also try playing around with some simulation stuff, so that even if we don't have a robot fully done, if we just have some idea of how it's going to work in a CAD, we can get some drive training in, or we can do code for it. So that's all sort of the I believe it's Advantage Scope that lets you do that. So you just run a simulation, and it'll show like a 3D field with a robot on it, and then you can connect a controller. It's very cool.
which is something we haven't done a lot of, and also something we haven't done a lot of was getting a full CAD, which Advantage Scope requires. I'm gonna interrupt you for a second because my grandfather's in the chat.
Oh my, yeah, I saw that.
My grandfather. Nice start to a new season. I agree, grandfather.
Mm-hmm.
Very cool.
Very cool.
Anyway.
Yeah, but other than that, programming is going swimmingly. We've got, we just updated the software on our driver station and got a new backup driver station, so we had to double update the software. But that'll be good, just, in case something happens, because it's very crucial to driving the robot.
Yes. would be a shame if you're at a competition and your driver's station dies or something.
Yeah.
Someone steps on it or something. I'm
So
sure
that's
that
why
would-
we
that
have.
would thoroughly ruin your day.
To be fair, it's
And
very
your
hard
rest of
to.
your week.
It's going to be very hard for us to break the driver's station because it's like a Dell tough book.
Yeah.
But if anything,
It looks like it's in like a bulletproof briefcase from like a spy movie. It's
it does.
crazy.
It is a briefcase. It has a handle. It's
Yeah,
crazy.
It's wild.
But our backup is just like a regular.
Laptop.
Yeah, just a regular laptop.
A ThinkPad or something.
No, it's still a Dell, but it's
Oh.
just a regular one. So yeah, but that's about it from programming for that. So
And I see nothing else on our little list of topics. So,
yeah, I don't see nothing either.
I mean, let me, yeah, let me look at it. Bye.
That's it? No, you gotta say goodnight, everyone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night,
Someone's
everybody.
walking in the door.
Oh,
Bye.
good night, everyone.
Good night,